MCTV Network presents Honors Night 2023, a night that honors individuals and organizations that create local programming on Midland Community Television. Tonight's event sponsor is the Michelin, Coatsworth, McClellan, and Warner families. Tonight's reception sponsor is the Midland Concert Band. And now your host for this evening's event, Mr. John McPeak.
Good evening. Welcome to MCTV Honors Night 2023. And I thank you to the MCTV staff for that video production. I'm John McPeak. I will be guiding us through this 31st MCTV Honors Night, which is being held here in the MCTV studio. The live music this evening is courtesy of Cindy Michelin and Mary Adams of the Midland Community Orchestra. Let's let them know how much we appreciated their music this evening. The event sponsors of this year's Honors Night are members of the Midland Community Orchestra, the Michelin, Coatsworth, McClellan, and Warner families. And members of the Midland Concert Band are the reception sponsors. This evening, the MCTV Honors Night program will highlight the work and the achievements of the access users of Midland Community Television, Midland Government Television, and Midland Public Schools Television, and will honor those access users for their service to the Midland community. Later in the program, the Rising Star Award will be presented to an individual, and the Rosemary Byers Community Award will be presented to a worthy organization. Last year, MCTV's access users contributed thousands of hours to create the shows that you enjoy on MCTV, MPS TV, MGTV, podcasts, and YouTube. The content of those shows range from sports to music and public affairs and to community events. Matt Richardson, the manager of MCTV, has produced a highlights video with material from programs of the previous 12 months since last year's Honors Night, with his choices of the programs, the people, and the events that represent the local community media universe. The video is a collection of clips from programs aired on all three channels, public education, and government, clips that are representative of the quality programs aired on MCTV during the past year. So, sit back and enjoy Matt's video highlights.
Welcome, viewers. We are so pleased you've joined us for news from Midlands University, a program by Northwood University.
How did you get involved with Special Olympics?
Well, way back when I had my son involved in swimming, and we learned about Special Olympics and knew that we wanted to keep him swimming.
Hi, I'm Barb from the Barb Smith Suicide Resource and Response Network. We're here today to talk about our special event, our 21st annual Walk for Hope Depression and Suicide Awareness event.
If you go back to 1890, there was hardly anything. But just about the time that the Industrial Revolution took off around the world, around the 1930s, we started to see warming really take shape in this country.
Today it's my pleasure to interview Donna Frawley. We call it Over the Garden Fence. That title captures the spirit of our interview. Let's start.
What are the signs, chronic wasting disease, and where it's located in Michigan counties, stuff like that, that there are baiting regulations and why we have those, what hunters can do to help, and what information and reporting resources there are out there.
You have to name your spouse or child as your agent under financial power of attorney or a patient advocate designation? Does it have to be your spouse?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
You know, a lot of it lends itself to that because they are your trusted people most of the time.
Students from our team will discuss some of the technical challenges they face, and coaches will share how they help students develop technical skills.
We have to think of the field when we're building a robot.
One of the more frequent topics, sadly, that do come out is eviction proceedings.
That's why it's so important to know what the Word of God says. And I look at 2 Corinthians 5:17, and I do have that up on the board. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. Old things have passed away. Behold, all things have become new.
Being a witch means different things to different people. Some people practice this earth-based faith, but they're not really magical practitioners or spellcasters, which we are all of those things, but that's not the same in everyone's practice.
These shows, these movies, do appeal to people of my generation who did grow up in the 1980s, Gen X. At the same time, these shows, Stranger Things in particular, isn't just for us. I know many people from younger generations who just love the show.
Any person can be a victim of human trafficking because it does not discriminate. But it does look for the people who are the most at risk in our communities.
While discussing ways to draw tourists to the AuSable River Valley, the idea of running a non-stop canoe marathon from Grayling to Oscoda was born. Some said it could never be done, but Frank, Howard, Ray Snyder, and a canoe salesman had other thoughts.
The use of exterior cameras may also deter criminal behavior. Exterior cameras should be mounted so they are in a place to be noticed, but mounted far enough away to not easily be defeated.
Bartonella henselae, the classic cat scratch disease bug, and yet undiagnosed one, but they can be seen by smear, and no one's looking at blood smears anymore. It has to be a thin blood smear, but pathologists could be diagnosing this.
There's a softball tournament at Vet Stadium in Saginaw. It's a modified softball tournament, you'll be fine. I said, well, what is modified? And his words were, you're smart, you'll figure it out with the guys that are there. And if you know anything about modified softball, figuring out is probably about the best way to put it.
Son of Brian and Becky Jean Sisek, and the school sponsor is Emily Willoughby. Here today on behalf of Coleman High is history teacher and coach Steve Fox, who has, from what I hear, known Dan since he was a kid.
Hi there, my name's Luke Summerfield, and I'm directing Henrik Ibsen's A Doll's House. Now, what do you think when you hear the words A Doll's House? Well, if you're under the age of 5, you probably think of a new toy.
Disability Network Mid-Michigan is a federally funded center for independent living that promotes independence for all people with disabilities, serving 12 counties in central Michigan. Keep an eye on our webpage for dates and locations, and come celebrate with us at dnmm.org.
The songs I sing are about lighthouses and lake boats and, well, shipwrecks, and people and life along the Great Lakes, and you'll get a little bit of each of that today. There's a peace on this island that you don't get on shore.
Woke up this morning with the strangest feeling in my head. How could I feel so alone lying next to you in bed? boom, ba-dum, boom, 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 ba-dum, boom, 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 ba-dum. You ain't been blue. No, no, no.
My feet ain't touch the ground, I've been riding a high. Swear my whole world changed the day you arrived. To the day that I die, you'll be my joy and my pride. Nothing can stop me from being right by your side.
Contribute.
Runner takes off from first, and Newell's in there. Now the ball gets by the catcher, and Diaz will take home.
Looked like a pass ball there, I'm not sure. I mean, give credit for the stolen base.
Tell us all about the events coming up.
We have a lot of events coming up. It's the holiday season here in downtown. So to kick it off, we have Cocoa Crawl.
What kind of feedback are you hearing during these sessions, and how is that going to be useful for you when you're updating the master plan?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we've really enjoyed our time out in the community, talking with folks.
Stephanie from the red team, you have the next pick.
Hodgepodge 300.
Hodgepodge for 300. What is the name of the Sinclair Scientifica building where the server room is located? Jack from the blue team.
Olympia?
That is incorrect. Stephanie from the red team.
Asgard?
That is correct.
I am both honored and humbled by your attendance of today's ceremony and wish to thank all of you for taking time out of your very busy days to be present with us at the beginning of National Police Week. I think it's awesome that we are able to celebrate on this day, May 15th, the actual date of National Peace Officers Memorial Day.
Tell us about your canine Leo.
Leo is a 4-year-old German Shepherd. Well, he's almost 5. We'll go 4.5. German Shepherd from Poland. He came here from Poland to Mid-Michigan Police Canine, where we went to canine school.
When I think about what we're doing here at Grove Park, how many of you have heard the story of Stone Soup? Anybody ever heard that? So everybody brings something together from the community. They put it all together, and then they have this wonderful thing to offer that whole community.
Please be careful. Watch your step.
For safety purposes, we ask, once off the bus, please take a few steps away before checking your text messages, mail, or even saying hi to your neighbor.
Please join me now in welcoming the champion of children, Detective Lucas Huss.
Thank you very much. Winning this award is both humbling and empowering.
Have you seen any good boys or girls here along the road?
Everyone's good.
You haven't seen any bad boys or girls? Oh, you're looking at me.
443, Commander Mark Cloa, Samantha Talbot. Sons of the American Legion, Post 143.
In what other battle book do characters make a compass from a needle? Great Lakes Warriors, do you have an answer?
The Science of Breakable Things.
That is correct.
You can also follow MCTV on Facebook as, well, I'll tell you what, the Kimmick student section is not nearly as loud as the Charger student section.
Preston goes for his own underhook, gets snapped underneath. Circles up and out.
Posey gets that leg.
Interesting position to find yourself in. He just has to keep sprawling himself back and not letting him step over the hip.
Nice kick, flares. We got some crowd work. Beautiful cupies. These are just super solid stunts. No wobbles, nothing moving. I am a little concerned, though. I did see some shoelaces hanging from one of the flyers. So those could definitely get tangled up, and it definitely makes me a little nervous, but They are doing fantastic.
Guard box, it could be dangerous. Hart's going to give it a shot. It's up in there. Gets deflected, shot, it's in.
Yep. Jensen alone in the backfield. It's another that slant to Yider, and he's got room to run. Down the middle, he could go all the way. There's a flag on the play, though. He took it the distance. I think it's a blindside block.
No, I think they're going to call holding.
Oh, what a dig. And it goes long. Oh.
Ray Schloop. What a play by Schloop.
Ray Schloop saved the day right there.
Thank you to Matt Richardson for putting together that highlights video. Matt Thomas, MCTV's production director, has a list of the Access users who volunteered the most time during the past year to produce local programming. Matt will now recognize the recipients of the Volunteer Hours Awards. And for those high-hour users who are in attendance this evening, when you hear your name mentioned, please join Matt at the podium. Mr. Thomas.
Good evening, everyone. As John mentioned, I am Matt Thomas, the other Matt, and I'm the production director here at MCTV. Many of you have spent a good deal of time helping create content for our community, programs that range from high school sports to musical events and eye-opening educational programs. A lot of that time you probably spent with me. So that's why I'm standing here, to recognize all of you who have spent that time creating content for our community. So, as John mentioned, as I call your name, please come up over here by the green curtain and be recognized. Let's see. We have 3 categories. Those that have volunteered from 25 to 49 hours, those that have volunteered from 50 to 99, and then the select few that have volunteered 100 plus hours. So, without further ado, those that have volunteered from 25 to 49 hours, Sam Tate, and I don't know if Sam is here. Abigail Young is here. Lee Whirling, John Metcalf, Karen Thurlow, Cohen Stewart, Cheryl Wisda, yeah, there they come. Eli Thomas, Liam Remy, Kevin Davis, Adam White, and Amanda Brown. Yeah. All right. Now, if you guys would stay right here for a minute while I call up a few more names. Those that have served, put in 50 to 99 hours are Greg Corian. There's Greg. Susan Drumright, Terry Carey, Tracy Brown, Rick Curtis, Luke Drumright, and Dennis Caney. I didn't realize most of that group was not here. And then those that have put in over 100 hours of volunteer service are John Walters, Jim Malik, Tim Doyle, Joan Timmer, Stephanie Biasi, and Ziggy Kozicki. Yeah, just come up and join me. It's okay. All right.
There's more room over here.
These people have put in a ton of time and effort to create programs for our community, so let's give them a hand.
Yay.
All right. I would like any of you that would like the opportunity to say something, to say a few words if you want to, so I'll step aside. If not, I'll come back.
Well, I just would like to extend my appreciation to Matt, and Sir K, aka Chris, for all of their help with our productions, and we really appreciate the time that you take and the patience. Thank you.
I just wanted to tell everybody thank you for coming out. I enjoy doing stuff for MCTV and enjoy going to the loons.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, she wants to come up.
Abby.
Hi. I've always wanted to talk into a mic. I never get to. Okay, so I'm from Midland Public Schools. I just want to give a huge thank you to MCTV and all of you guys. We have so much cool things on our channels thanks to all of you. So thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate you all so much.
All right. I believe that John McPeak is coming back up.
All right. Thank you, John.
You forgot that dismiss part, Matt. Made me the bad guy, yeah. So congratulations again to these folks who provide great inspiration for all of the MCTV volunteer access users. Each of these folks will receive an MCTV shirt, and the shirt may be picked up from the staff after the program this evening or at the MCTV office in the next few days. Breaking news just handed to me. Here's a heads up for an upcoming MCTV event. In 2024, the 14th annual Midland Shining Stars Talent Show will be held on Saturday, April 13th. Mark your calendars and be there, in front of the cameras or behind the cameras. Last year, MCTV presented the first Rising Star Award to a deserving young access user. Presenting the Rising Star Award this evening is Chris Ferguson, the Multimedia Production Specialist of MCTV. Chris was a member of Midland's Zoom High School program in the early 2000s. He received his degree in media production from Ferris State University, began his career in public access television as an intern at MCTV in 2007 and 2008. Chris was then employed in McMinnville, Oregon, at Texas State University, and at Kalamazoo Public Media Network before returning to MCTV in March of 2020. Please welcome Chris Ferguson.
Yes, I am Sir K, or not Matt. Not Matt. I like to say not Matt, and if I did change my name, it would be Matt with 2 T's and 1 E, since I'm Chris with a K. So, all right. Let me talk a little bit about Madeline Cha. Madeline Cha is a high school senior at Dow High whose enthusiasm for community engagement has led to a founding podcast called Community Creations. Really cool podcast. This podcast aims to provide a unique perspective to the beating heart of our community, driven by a genuine desire to promote intricate working that defines Midland's vibrancy. This podcast is a behind-the-scenes look at what goes on, and it goes through thought-provoking interviews, and we're going to take a peek at that in a second. Madeline wishes to continue fostering these positive impacts, whichever community she's with, because she is a senior at Dow High, so go Chargers. And Matt is going to play the video. Thanks, Matt.
Welcome to Community Creations, the podcast where we dive deep into the inner workings of the soul of communities, exploring the heartwarming and inspiring people, stories, and groups that have shaped a community into what they are. I'm your host, Madeline Cha, and I'm thrilled to embark on another exciting episode with you.
The things that make life nice and meaningful for us. So it's difficult at times, but it does guide almost everything we do.
Wow. So speaking of decisions,
again, I go back to authenticity. Like, I cannot stress that enough. I think that people can feel when you're authentic and when you're not.
That's really amazing. Yeah, I just have a really final question for this interview that I asked to all of the different people I've interviewed. So, what are the top 3 pieces of advice that you would give to, especially like young people who are trying to get involved in their community as a leader?
That's a great question. I think you should be observant.
It is a podcast, right? So she's just talking to people. But since we are a video form, we asked her to put some video together too. So it's great. Madeline, you are a rising star. So why don't you come up and grab your award? There you go. Would you like to say something?
Yeah.
All right. Mike's all yours.
Hello. I would like to say, first of all, thank you so much to all of my mentors at MCTV. All 3 of my mentors here, they've helped me so much to make this podcast a reality. I first came here because I wanted to start a podcast at Midland Public Schools, and I was led here and after that, I started Community Creations because I wanted to get involved in media. And I've learned so much, starting from how to deal with mics when they're not really going the way you want to. And also just interviewing people is a whole nother skill, spontaneously asking questions. And all of these things are things that you really can't learn inside a classroom. And so I feel so privileged to have this community and all of this support in creating this podcast. It's really a big opportunity as a high schooler to be able to be involved in creating a podcast because at school you're not always offered those kinds of opportunities. So yeah, I'd like to say thank you for that. And also I'd just really like to take this on with me as I keep going. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Madeline. Back to John.
Well, congratulations to Madeline Charles, the recipient of the Rising Star Award. The other major annual MCTV award is the Rosemary Byers Community Award, given to a deserving organization that utilizes MCTV to promote their programs and events. Matt Richardson, the first Matt, is the manager of MCTV. He will present that award this evening.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out. Today, it is my honor to present the Rosemary Byers Community Award to the Midland Community Orchestra. This award is actually named after a former Grace A. Dow Memorial Library director, I believe in the early 2000s, who was a huge proponent of MCTV and using community media to really make a difference. So we give this award to a deserving organization that uses community media to enrich the lives of Midland residents. So the orchestra has broadcast over 42 concerts since 2007. Recently, Cindy Michelin, who you heard her excellent music back there, took a workshop in 2018 and hit the ground running and hasn't stopped. She's been a huge proponent of MCTV and for all of our volunteers. It's really been absolutely wonderful working with her to bring these concerts to the community. But since she took over in 2018, she has produced 13 concerts for over 15 hours of music programming. Over 33 individuals, many of whom are in this room right now, have actually worked on those concerts. The thing is, when somebody gets to work a concert like this, they want to keep doing it. I think that's a fair thing to say, right? Because it's a great way to see some wonderful music and do something good for the community. So I should also mention that those 33 volunteers plus since 2007 have actually taken about 1,000 hours of their own time dedicated to the community orchestra, and it's such a good opportunity. We absolutely appreciate it. So MCO concerts have had over 3,300 views on our video on demand systems. And more importantly, live broadcasts of these concerts have given hundreds of residents who are unable to attend in person the opportunity to enjoy this beautiful music from home or from their senior center or wherever they may be. So the community orchestra was actually founded by three friends in 1991 as the Midland Civic Orchestra. Their goal was to create an opportunity for volunteer musicians to have a chance to play and an opportunity for residents to hear a free concert. The orchestra was and continues to be funded solely by individuals by matching grants and gifts. In 1992, the orchestra was renamed the Midland Community Orchestra and had many successful years of making wonderful music. In 2015, Gina Provenzano was named orchestra conductor. A little bit about Gina. Gina is a graduate from the University of Michigan, where she earned a Bachelor of Music degree in both clarinet performance and music education. She earned her Master of Instrumental Conducting degree at the University of Maine. She has performed with many ensembles over the years, and she now also serves as a music and band teacher at elementary through college in the public and private schools. So Ms. Provenzano currently lives in Midland, where she has a private clarinet studio, recently finished her 5th season conducting the Warren Symphony, and is in her 9th season as the conductor and artistic director of the Midland Community Orchestra. So tonight, we thank the Midland Community Orchestra for embodying the spirit of the Rosemary Byers Community Award. Under the leadership of Gina Provenzano and by the efforts of Cindy Michelin, we look forward to many years of beautiful music on the MCTV network. Now, we're going to take a closer look at some of the concerts and performances throughout the years.
I also want to acknowledge, and maybe you musicians can clap for this, is the families of the musicians, because I know my husband's here today and my one daughter is here. They put up with a lot from me. So I'm sure that their families also put up with a lot. Sometimes you have to miss things. They have to practice their loud instruments. So to the families, musicians, give them a round of applause.
So accepting, I was going to pull this out beforehand so you could all look at it, but how about we have it so you can read it? So accepting this award this evening is Midland Community Orchestra conductor Gina Provenzano, but I would also ask that Cindy Michelin, if she would be interested, would come on up and be recognized for her efforts in creating community media here as well. So please, Gina, Cindy, come on up.
Oh no. Not my hands. This is Cindy. I'm Gina. Thank you so much. What a great honor this is, but I feel kind of guilty taking an honor from you when you are the volunteers that make it possible for us to get the word out about our organization. But thank you so much for all you do for us. We are a volunteer group as well, and these wonderful, Mary's here as well. They are wonderful volunteers that come every Monday night to rehearse with us and be able to give out these concerts for the community. I came about 9 years ago, and I thought, how could we get the word about our group? And John was so nice to have us come to talk at the Community Focus, and we got the word out there. We had our soloist speak with you. We've just been able to publicize on your calendars, and you guys are so supportive to us, and we're so grateful for that. We couldn't do it without you. And a couple years ago, I had the idea of doing live streaming into the nursing homes, which you saw a clip on, and that is just a dream come true for me, because we so often, Mary and Cindy especially, go to nursing homes and try to entertain them, and to be able to live stream a concert, to have watch parties, as we call them, so they can sit together and have a treat together and enjoy music is just something special. We could not do that without you guys, and we're so grateful. Thank you for covering our concerts, and thank you for volunteering. So, thank you.
One couple words. I'm not short on words. Take a picture. Get a picture. Our next concert, February 11th.
Those were my words, Gina. February 11th, and then in April there's another concert. I really want to thank the volunteers, though, that come and video those concerts. When I started, I knew there was a Matt, and then there was another Matt, and then there was a Chris, and there was a Matt and Matt. I didn't know that he was not Matt. That means Chris, but I've been Cindy, and I appreciate the fact that people here know that my last name is Michelin, because all the orchestra people get it right. So thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to being able to continue playing in the orchestra and getting cooking for the volunteers. That's how I do it. It's the secret.
She's the one that makes the food. So if you want to volunteer and get home cooking, she does good. Community orchestra. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, not yet, John. I couldn't come up here without acknowledging every single person in this seat and the many people that weren't able to make it tonight. I think I say this every year, but you make it possible for myself and Matt and Chris to have a job where it really doesn't feel like work, because we absolutely enjoy doing what we do with you and for you and empowering you to make a difference in the community. So I want to thank all of you for everything that you do. And I do want to publicly thank Chris and Matt as well. We have a term in our particular industry, hurry up and wait. But we also have a term around here that's crank 'em out productions. There was really no hurry up and waiting this time. It was all crank it out. They did a great job putting everything together, so I just wanted to publicly thank them. And I know there's somewhere that they can hear us, but I'm going to give them a round of applause. And I will thank John as well for stepping up as our MC this evening. And with that, I'll bid you good night.
Thank you, Matt. Congratulations to the Midland Community Orchestra, the recipient of the Rosemary Byers Community Award. Every year, the Alliance for Community Media Central States Region solicits entries for Philo Awards. The awards are named after Philo T. Farnsworth, the father of electronic television, and the Philos are awarded as recognition of excellence in media creation. Just this past October, 5 MCTV entries received high honors at the Philo Festival of Media Arts in Monroe, Michigan. The MCTV staff has prepared a video with clips from the Philo winners. Roll 'em.
And our natural water resources then that we use for, economic development in this area, our beautiful beaches, our beautiful clean water. So we should definitely be thinking about One Water in the Great Lakes region, even though we have a lot of.
Next offering cranked deep right center. Boyarsky back, watches it go. Diego Cartaya, a 2-run blast to right center field. He doubles the advantage for Los Pepinillos Picantes del Norte.
Ken Lee wants to know how many elves work for you.
886. And they're all good workers except for one.
Which one is that?
Hermie.
Oh,
Yeah,
Hermie.
he doesn't want to work. He wants to be a dentist.
Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight?
Davenport again. This time he lunges into the end zone. Touchdown, Midland High.
And watch the clean out that happens.
Coffee, look at him get that seal block.
Beautiful block.
And Weaver.
And now just grab.
And all of the participants in any of the programs cited here are invited to join me at the podium to be recognized and for an opportunity to comment on the honor. Access users Stephanie Biasi and Zygmunt Kozicki won for a documentary called Great Lakes, One Water for Life, created through the facilities of the MCTV network. MCTV volunteers, including sports broadcasting campers between the ages of 12 and 17, plus MCTV staff, won in the sports coverage category for the broadcast of Great Lakes Loons versus the West Michigan Whitecaps. MCTV volunteers created broadcasts of Midland versus Dow football live and the Midland Concert Band Holiday Concert, both of which received finalist recognition in their respective categories. And the MCTV staff won an award in the category of virtual event with the presentation Ask Santa Anything Live. Any participants in any of those programs are welcome to come up here, and the microphone is available.
Oh, okay.
Ziggy.
Oh, you go first.
No, I already said something.
Oh, well, sure.
Stephanie.
Well, you know, first of all, we want to thank all the people who work here because we spend a lot of time here and we're in and out and we're always making requests and we're always working with them. And we always bring in big projects that, you know, Matt looks at it and says, I don't know if you have enough space on the server for this. But, you know, we always work together and it's just such a joy to see the finished product. And when we got the word, when Matt surprised me that we had won this award, I was kind of dumbstruck. I was like, I didn't even know we were nominated. I didn't know what was going on. But this is a movie that we made about the Great Lakes. And I think we traveled from Buffalo, New York, all the way out to Milwaukee, across the Great Lakes, filming it, and put a lot of hours in. And it's a good documentary about the Great Lakes, and I hope that some of you watch it if you haven't. Great Lakes, One Water for Life. You can get it right here on the MCTV network, and it's about our Great Lakes, and it's also about the issues that we face here. But I really want to thank Matt in particular because I think he was secretive about this, but he wanted everybody to know that we're turning out documentaries here that are pretty good. I mean, you know, it's been shown in places like Paris and Barcelona, Spain, and places like that already. So it's gotten around, and I teach at the University of Detroit, so it's one of the movies that my students watch and critique about climate change and things like that. So it's got a lot of use, and I really wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for Stephanie, who took the training course, and then said to me, you know, you ought to get involved in this. Come on, you can. And this is how we got here. So that was years ago. And do you want to add anything to that?
No, I think you're doing a great job.
And okay. But just to close, I see all you, and I see all the people that produce the programs, and I think that all of us really make a difference in this community. And maybe you don't hear it, but I have people sometimes come up to me. Maybe you don't. But people come up and they say, hey, I saw that thing on TV that was there and so forth. We're having an impact, you know. So, you know, the kinds of things you're doing with podcasts, the kinds of things that are going to nursing homes, all that adds up. And I'm proud that we're in the room together. You're all a good group of people doing a lot of good community stuff. And, you know, This is how you build a good community. Thank you, Matt. Thank you.
I know that nobody came up here, so I decided I'm going to come up here and speak on behalf of the volunteers that worked on these. I know that for the Great Lakes Loons game that won for sports coverage, there was about 16 people that were there. So if you do the math, there's only 2 Matts and a Chris. So the rest are all volunteers. So I want you to know that we really appreciate this award in your favor. If you look at the front desk on your way out, this is where we have them on display. So you should take a look and know that your efforts really do mean something here. So, and the Ask Santa Anything that you got a chance to see a little clip of, that's probably one of the most fun things that we as staff get to do. Don't tell the city, but we don't feel like we're working on that either, because that's just fun. So thank you all.
So congratulations to all of these volunteers for the Philo recognition of their programs. It's time to conclude this 31st annual MCTV Honors Night. Congratulations again to those folks who received awards for their many hours of volunteering at MCTV, to Madeline Cha for receiving the Rising Star Award, to the Midland Community Orchestra for receiving the Rosemary Byers Community Voice Award, to the recipients of a Philo Award or recognition thereby, and to all the Access users, the volunteers who keep the community in community television. Thank you to members of the Midland Community Orchestra for sponsoring this event, the Michaelin, Coatsworth, McClelland, and Warner families, and to members of the Midland Concert Band for sponsoring the reception. Thanks to Cindy Michaelin again and Mary Adams of the Midland Community Orchestra for the live music. They will also be providing more music in the editing suite after our formal program this evening. So if you are interested in becoming an MCTV volunteer and sharing in all this fun, call the studio at 837-3474 to sign up for a media producer workshop, or come visit us at the MCTV studio in the lower level of the Grace A. Dow Memorial Library. We'd love to see you in the studio, in front of the camera, or behind the scenes, and at next year's Honors Night. Take care and be well.